I now give the floor to the observer for the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Excellencies, the elimination of violence against women is a prerequisite for achieving gender equality. As highlighted in UN resolutions, women are entitled to the equal enjoyment and protection of all human rights and fundamental freedoms in the political, economic, social, cultural, or any other field. The best political system to achieve this outcome is democracy. According to International IDEA's Global State of Democracy indices, levels of gender equality are higher in democracies than in non-democratic regimes. Our data has shown that only 3% of democracies perform very poorly on gender equality measures. For authoritarian regimes, the proportion is 50%. Unfortunately, despite recent advances, gender inequalities remain deeply entrenched in many parts of the world, particularly in non-democratic contexts. Even when equal rights are guaranteed by law, women often face barriers in practice, including political violence, offline and online harassment, the disproportionate effects of conflict, and cultural norms that limit their ability to seek and hold elected positions of power. In many political contexts, as highlighted by the IPU, women suffer violence and harassment, both in person and online, as a method of political intimidation, especially when they challenge traditional power structures or advocate for more inclusive policies. Women in elected offices face even greater risk of violence from political rivals or extremist groups. Such violence not only targets women's well-being, but also seeks to silence their voices, restrict their political agency, and deter them from pursuing leadership roles. This reduces the diversity of political representation and undermines basic democratic principles. Addressing violence against women in politics requires comprehensive measures, including awareness and training for women's empowerment, stronger legal protections for women who suffer aggression and harassment, better reporting mechanisms against abusive online behaviors, and safe spaces for women in political environments, including political parties. Excellencies, only by addressing and eradicating this violence can we create a political landscape where all voices, regardless of gender, are heard, valued, and empowered. I thank you.
I thank the observer of the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance